I think this has been building up for quite some time now, and the fact that the king has been out of the country is exacerbated the situation. I know he's back now. It's interesting that a few months ago I was in Munich, and we saw him with his retinue shopping in one of the expensive areas of the city. So I think it's very important for him to be back in Thailand and hopefully calm down the situation by appearing and showing his care for the people. But it is a serious situation, no question about it. Mainly because tourism is so important for Thailand, and if you have unrest, the tourism does not come in, and you've got a real problem.
Indeed, and we do wonder, I mean, to what extent these protests have been really fueled by frustration with the economic outlook, Mark. I mean, if in fact we do see assets, the financial markets continue to take a hit, though, at some point, would you look at this perhaps as a buying opportunity, assuming the political situation stabilizes?
Yes, we would. I don't have anything in Thailand now. We looked at it, but we found most of the companies didn't have the returns that we like. But definitely, I would say, if before we would look at it, we would need 20 or 30% decline in the market, then we'd look at it again.
If you look at those areas that have improved from the depths of the coronavirus, I mean, what looks most attractive to you in your world, which is very focused on the emerging markets?
Well, we've been investing pretty heavily in Taiwan. We have something in Korea. The technology areas where we're focused, particularly in the nuts and bolts of technology, semiconductors, and that sort of thing. Despite the China-US trade war, there are lots of good opportunities in that area. Also, of course, medical care, particularly diagnosis. And also, we've been looking at some of the infrastructure stocks. By the way, one of the bright spots of this whole situation is the fact that the markets are telling us that there's going to be an incredible recovery next year in the economies around the world. And I think the reason for that is that the lockdowns are not going to continue. There's just no way governments can continue this situation.
Yeah. That is an encouraging fact if you're looking at the markets as the forward pricing mechanism. And Mark, you said something interesting there, that despite the tech troubles between the U.S. and China, there are still pockets you like. I mean, another element we're tracking is despite the tech decoupling between the U.S. and China, the financial links continue to grow in some cases, and a lot of interest in Chinese government bonds at the moment. We were talking about a Chinese bond sale direct to the U.S. that just took place yesterday with strong demand. Is Chinese debt an area you like?
Definitely, we have investments in China, in Hong Kong as well. As you mentioned, Asia is still a bright spot. It actually has always been in emerging markets, but particularly now, Asia is looking very, very good. And China is pulling out of the lockdown situation, and that's very important for the economy.